my name is Eric Latender, and I'm the eHow dog training expert. And what I want to talk to you about in this video is your dog's health. And one of the most important things for your dog's health is what you feed your dog. And I'm going to say it right up front, not all dog foods are created equal. There's some stuff out there that's really, really, really good stuff. And there's some stuff out there that is absolute garbage for your dog. And the better food that you feed your dog, the more healthy your dog is going to be. I don't care what anybody says to you. Because if you're feeding your dog a 40-pound bag of food that you get for $9.99, that food is not going to be a very good product. And your dog's going to have all kinds of problems. He's going to have stuff coming out of his ears, his eyes, his nose, his skin and coat's going to be bad. He's going to look like an old dog when he's 7 years old. One of my dogs is 18. She's a little sheltie. I've had her for 18 years, and she never has any problems because I feed her a really good food. So I'm not going to talk about any brands. I'm just going to talk about what you can do to find a good dog food for your dog. And the first thing you want to do is you want to read the ingredients on the dog food label. Now, the first ingredient is the main ingredient that the food is made with. And that's very important because if you look at some dog foods, the first ingredient is junk. And I'll get into that in just a second. But the other thing you want to do is you want to look at the grain source. You want to see if it's got a lot of preservatives or dyes, ethoxyquin, all that stuff. And then you also want to make sure that it's preserved all natural. So let's talk about the ingredients. The first ingredients in the dog food should be some kind of protein, some kind of meat for your dog. Turkey, chicken, fish. It should be something like that for your dog. And you want to make sure that it's either the turkey meal or turkey itself. But you have to be careful if it says turkey or chicken or fish byproduct. Because when it says chicken byproduct, that means they can use any part of the chicken to make the dog food. That means they can throw the feathers in there, the beak, the feet, and that's not good for your dog. Your dog should just be eating the meat from the chicken, the turkey, the fish, not all that other stuff. So that should be the first ingredient. Now, a lot of dog foods are made with grains, and grains are a cheap filler, and there's corn that's used quite commonly, and corn is not a good grain for your dog. And the reason it's not a good grain for your dog is because it's a very hard grain to digest. Now, we have 26 feet of intestines, and we have a hard time digesting corn. Your dog only has about 8 feet of intestines. So think about him or her trying to digest corn. Not a good grain source for a dog food. So when you're looking at the grains, it should be something like a rice or an oatmeal, because those are very easy grains to digest. Now, one thing I will say about grains, if your dog is susceptible to ear problems, hot spots, I've always seen that skin and coat problems, your dog may be allergic to grains, and there are grain-free foods out there you may want to put your dog on. One of my dogs has to be on a food with no grain, because if there's any grain, she has all kinds of problems. So, the first ingredients should be some kind of meat protein, and then a grain or no grain, and then the next thing you want to be careful of is if it's preserved with like ethoxyquin, BHA, BHT, dyes. Those things are very toxic on your dog's liver. What they should be preserved with is vitamin E. Vitamin E is all natural. It's good for your dog. So that's what you want to be careful of. Now, as I said, the first thing you want to do is you want to read the ingredients on the dog food label. Now this food, the first ingredient is turkey, chicken, turkey meal, chicken meal, potato, herring meal, chicken fat, preserved with vitamin E, tomatoes, potassium, carrots, vitamins. This is a pretty good food because if you think about it, it's got a lot of protein, there's no grains, it's preserved naturally, there's no BHAs, BHTs, ethoxyquin, all that kind of stuff. So that's a pretty good food for the dog. And that's what you want to think about when you're looking for a dog food for your dog. Now, some of these foods, like the one I just showed you, yeah, it's going to be a little more expensive than going someplace like a superstore and getting a 40-pound bag for $9. That bag that I just showed you, maybe $35, $40, maybe $50. But the thing to remember is that when you have a good quality food, you feed less because your dog assimilates more. And when your dog is healthy, you have less trips to your vet's office. Think about it. So, that's what you can do to find a good dog food for your dog. Hope this video helped you out. Thanks for watching and have a great day.